NFL free agency grades coming at you here at Chat Sports. Today's show is presented by Manscaped. If you're looking for an A-plus shave down under, go to manscaped.com/chat. 20% off and free shipping on the best male grooming products out there. I can promise you it's an A+. If you end up getting a D, well, might just be your own. So what we're going to be doing here on today's show is breaking down all 32 teams and their free agency grades up to this point. Remember, A is phenomenal, B is good, C is average, D is not so good, F is absolutely failing. We're going to kick it off here with the NFC West. The Seattle Seahawks, I have them getting a C grade. Ultimately, you're able to re-sign Ethan Posick, able to re-sign Chris Carson, and the trade for Gabe Jackson. Without that trade, I probably would have been somewhere around a C-, D+, but didn't have a lot of money. I'm going to give them a C grade. Let's go to the Los Angeles Rams here. They're also going to get a C. You brought back Leonard Floyd, 4 years, $64 million. He's a good player. Thought it was a little bit of an overpay, but they're going to get a C grade for me. The Arizona Cardinals, you guys get a B+, and maybe I was actually even thinking about giving y'all an A-. The Rodney Hudson trade was great. Signing J.J. Watt, also good. Also being able to bring back some key players on defense. Sure, you lost Hassan Reddick, but the offense got better, and it continues to get better around Kyler Murray. It's a B+ grade for me. The San Francisco 49ers, this has been a very difficult one because there's a lot of people out there like, these guys are clear winners. You're able to bring back Trent Williams. You got a center in Alec Mack. But I don't really like the Trent Williams move because it's 6 years for a 33-year-old dude and $138 million. We'll see if it pays off. Maybe I'll eat my words a little bit later on. So what I'm going to do, literally, for every single one of these divisions here, I'm going to ask y'all who ended up winning it, okay? So out of the NFC West, who was the free agency winner? If it's the Seahawks, type SEA, Rams, LAR, Cardinals, ARI, or the San Francisco 49ers, I want you to type SF. Let's now go to the NFC South here, the New Orleans Saints. Y'all get a C grade for me. You were able to tag Marcus Williams, which was great. You had a few other good moves, lost some key players, but they didn't have a lot of money. So maybe I'll cut them a little bit of slack. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, y'all get an A+. You tagged Chris Godwin. You figured out a way to get back Shaq Barrett, Levante David. Tom Brady took a little bit of a restructure. I mean, this is a team that won the Super Bowl, and they had a phenomenal offseason so far. A+ grade for me. The Carolina Panthers, they get an A- grade. You were able to tag Taylor Mine. You also brought in a few key players on offense and on defense. It's not a lot of sexy names, but I really, really like what Carolina's end up doing here. The Atlanta Falcons, D+ grade. You traded for Lee Smith. You signed a linebacker named Copeland. Besides that, Atlanta hasn't done a lot. Sure, they didn't have a lot of money to be able to work with, but in a division that has the remaining champs, a Carolina team, and then you still got the New Orleans Saints, you needed to do a little bit more, but they were a little bit strapped for cash. All right, so who had the best free agency in the NFC South? The New Orleans Saints, type NO. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, type TB. That's where I'm going. Carolina Panthers, CAR, or the Atlanta Falcons, type ATL. If you guys are always looking for more videos around the free agency, around the 2021 NFL Draft, around trades, around news and rumors, we're the channel for you here at Chat Sports. Over 236,000 subscribers, and we're going to continue to grow, baby. So if you haven't already, hit that big red button that says subscribe. NFC East, you're next up here, the Washington football team. They needed the quarterback. They got one in Ryan Fitzpatrick. Also, love some of the moves that they added that wide receiver. Their defense got better as well. Washington, A grade. The New York Giants, this has been one of the teams that continues to grow here in my grades. You were able to restructure a contract to Nate Solder. You got Kenny Golladay, sure was a little bit of an overpay, but he's the top wide receiver out there at that point. 4 years, $72 million. And again, another team that was able to bring back some key players. So the New York Giants, A grade. Dallas Cowboys is a C. Sure, you were able to re-sign or extend is probably the proper word for Dak Prescott. But besides that, you had money. You haven't really done anything. I like the move for Keanu Neal, but you're the Dallas Cowboys. Y'all need to make bigger splashes than what you're doing right now. Philadelphia Eagles, B- grade. And I was actually surprised, and I was like, wow, B-. They haven't really done anything, but they were able to get Anthony Harris for 1 year, $5 million. And the other reason why they haven't done much, they were trying to clear a lot of cap, which they've done. So my B- grade is reflecting simply because they got to steal an Anthony Harris, and they have been able to move a lot of money. So who do y'all think here has been the biggest winner in the NFC East? If you think it's Washington, type WAS. If you think it's the New York Giants, type NYG. Dallas Cowboys, DAL. The Philadelphia Eagles, type PHI. The last division here in the NFC, it's the North. The Green Bay Packers, they get a C grade for me. You're able to bring back Aaron Jones. Also, you're able to restructure some contracts. So, C grade for Green Bay. Chicago Bears, the only team on here that is going to get a failing grade. You needed a top quarterback. Your answer was Andy Dalton. Not cutting it. Minnesota Vikings, B grade here. I actually really like the move in Dalvin Tomlinson. I like the signing of Patrick Peterson. You were able to bring in some solid veterans. Sure, you lost some pieces on offense, but this defense is still getting pretty strong, and your offense is going to be able to really move with Dalvin Cook. So maybe, just maybe, you can retain some of those leads. Let's go to the Detroit Lions here, a B- grade. You lost Kenny Galladay. Obviously, that sucked, but you were able to retain Romeo Okwara, who I absolutely love. Some other okay moves from top to bottom, but a B- grade for the Detroit Lions. So who's the biggest winner out of the North here? Go down in the comments section and vote. If you're sitting here saying it's the Green Bay Packers, type GB. The Chicago Bears, CHI. Minnesota Vikings, MIN. Or the Detroit Lions, I want you to type DET. If you're looking for the best way to make sure that your balls are looking A-OK, seriously, go get the perfect package, 20% off and free shipping. That's at Manscaped. If you want to know what tool I use literally every single day, not my own, well, it's the Lawnmower 3.0. This thing is absolutely incredible here. In football, you got a game of inches. This is going to give you that extra inch. I guarantee you that. Seriously, if you're looking down there and you got a whole bunch of bush going on, get rid of that bush with the Lawnmower 3.0. No tugging. It might lead to some tugging later, but this is an unbelievable deal we got going on. It's manscaped.com/chat. 20% off and free shipping. And if you get the perfect package, you also get free boxers and a bag. And I guarantee you this, the most comfortable boxers you ever wear, the best bag that you're ever going to have, plus ball deodorant and ball toner. If you wear deodorant underneath your arms, you better wear it on your balls too. The ball toner is also like a nice little spritz of cologne. If you've ever walked by somebody and you're smelling some Famunda cheese, it's probably because they're not using Manscaped. If you don't know what Famunda cheese is, Google it. You'll soon know. Get the perfect package, 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com/chat. Let's now get into the AFC. Let's get into some of the grades here. We're kicking it off with the South. Tennessee Titans, C+ grade. They needed an edge rusher. You got one in Bud Dupree, but I did think it was a little bit of an overpay. The Indianapolis Colts, they get a D grade because this is a football team. You had so much money to be able to spend, and I thought with all the drama going on in this division, you wanted to capitalize. You wanted to be able to get Carson Wentz some more talent, and yet they've kind of just stayed pat, haven't done a lot. It's a D grade for me. The Houston Texans, they've made a lot of signings, but this is the prime example of quantity over quality. That's what Houston did. A lot of names does not equate to wins. So for me, it was a C grade. The winner here in the South, I'm just going to tell you right now, it was the Jacksonville Jaguars. I understand that this is another team that had a lot of quantity over quality moves, but love the move that they had in Shaq Griffin. Love the move in being able to go out and go get a guy like Marvin Jones at a pretty reasonable deal. Plus, they were still able to build the defense. So, Jacksonville Jaguars, A-. If you disagree with me, it's all good. That's what Chat Sports is all about here. Let me know who y'all think won the AFC South in free agency. If it's the Titans, T-E-N, Texans, H-O-U, Indianapolis Colts, I-N-D, or the Jacksonville Jaguars, type J-A-C. Let's head on now to the AFC East. The Buffalo Bills, a B grade. You were able to bring back Matt Milano, a little bit of an overspend. You were able to bring back some other key parts to that team, and if you're a team that already just won the division at 13-3, just continue to do what you're doing. Maybe, though, build that offensive line a little bit better. I was hoping they also got a running back, but at the end of the day, Buffalo Bills, they get a B grade. The Miami Dolphins, C+. They wanted a top receiver like Allen Robinson, Kenny Galladay. They got Will Fuller, which I was pretty excited about. However, the offensive line has taken a few hits here, and they still don't have a big answer to be able to protect Tua's blind side. C+ grade for me. The New England Patriots, a lot of moves here. Probably the second best grade that you're going to see on today's episode. But they are building that defense. They also added some talent on offense. Still a little bit of an overpay in Nelson Aguilar. But I love the moves that they've made on defense. It's an A grade. The New York Jets, B+ from me. The Jets had some money to spend, and this is one of those teams where I could wake up next week and be like, this is an A grade, maybe even an A- grade, for the simple fact of they still have money to be able to go out and spend, and I think they ultimately do it. So AFC East winner, who is it? The Buffalo Bills, type BUF. New England Patriots, NE. Miami Dolphins, MIA. Or the New York Jets, type NYJ. I am going to go ahead and type my NE. AFC North time, probably one of the most competitive divisions. The Pittsburgh Steelers, it's a C grade. They lost a lot of talent on defense, so I'm curious to see how they bounce back. But they were able to keep Juju on a good contract, and the fact that he was willing to stay for less money, I salute Pittsburgh. The Baltimore Ravens, it's a B grade. You still were able to build that defense, which I like. You still, though, are lacking a big-time signing on offense. I want to see a move for a top wide receiver. The issue was you weren't able to bring back anybody in terms of the big-name guys. So Baltimore, they get a B grade. The Cleveland Browns, another very good offseason here. You were able to go out and get John Johnson at safety, probably one of your biggest needs. We'll see if some of their other key signings are able to work. But the Cleveland Browns, I'm saying it right now, I actually think they end up winning this division. The Cincinnati Bengals, B-. Normally, Cincinnati doesn't spend money, but this year they've been aggressive. So for that, I am very thankful for. However, some of the moves that they ultimately did were a little bit peculiar to me. That's a B- grade. But if you disagree, seriously, if you see your favorite team and you don't like the grade, go down in the comments section and let me know. Steelers, PIT. Cleveland Browns, CLE. Baltimore Ravens, BAL, or the Cincinnati Bengals, CIN. The last division that we're going to talk about here on our NFL free agency grades, and this show is presented by Manscaped. Kansas City Chiefs, C+. The Joe Thuney signing was a lot of money, but you need an offensive guard. You still need some offensive tackles, though. The Las Vegas Raiders, B- grade. The Yannick Ngakoue deal, one of the best in free agency, but you don't really have still a number one wide receiver. Sure, John Brown's good, but is he going to be able to fill the shoes of Nelson Aguilar? That remains to be seen. And you still don't have a top cornerback. You still don't have a safety. You still have a lot of holes there on defense. The Los Angeles Chargers, they were able to rebuild the offensive line. Love the move of Corey Linsley. Love the move of some of the other pieces that they brought in on the O-line as well. The defense, though, is taking some hits. We'll see how much they bounce back, but a B+ grade for the Los Angeles Chargers. And the Denver Broncos, an A- grade. You brought in two cornerbacks. I like Kyle Fuller. Can he still be a number one shutdown corner? That remains to be seen. Ronald Darby was a little bit of an overpay. You don't have Jarrell Casey anymore, but you were able to bring back Shelby Harris, which is why I gave him the highest grade in the AFC West. If you want to disagree with me, though, seriously, go down in the comments. I appreciate you. Type KC for the Kansas City Chiefs, LAC for the Los Angeles Chargers, LV for the Las Vegas Raiders, or if you think the Denver Broncos are so far the free agency winner in the West, like I do, go ahead down in the comments and type DEN.